Students, we're in section 5 now. We've merged into this and we're going to start to use some formulas in geometry, and we're going to specifically talk about perimeter and area. So let me get up here to the board and we'll have a little discussion about each of these formulas. These should look very, very familiar to you. And what we've got are 3 categories of figures: rectangle, square, and triangle. And we're going to just discuss briefly how to find the perimeter and area of each. Remember that perimeter for a rectangle or a square is just merely adding up all the sides. If you're just concerned that you're not going to remember formulas, that's probably the best way to remember any type of formula involving perimeter. Doesn't matter what the figure looks like. If it's a polygon, you just add up all the sides. So on a 4-sided figure that forms a rectangle, you're going to, you have 2 lengths. So you have 2 sides that are the exact same measure, and then you have 2 widths that are the exact same measure. And so that's where this formula comes from right here, 2L plus 2W. This is another way to do it. You could add up your length and width and then just double it. So that's another really quick mental math kind of thing you could do there. I like that. It's just, this is an undistributed version of 2L plus 2W. That's all it is. It's where they undistribute the 2, put it outside in a set of parentheses that includes the L plus W. And then area is really simple. You just multiply length times width, or base times height. Length times width can also be called base and height for a rectangle. It's not a big deal. For a square, if you know one side, you know them all. So 4 times s, because you have 4 sides of equal length, 4 s's. That at 4 times s is how you find perimeter. For area, it's s times s, which is s squared. So that's pretty simple. Triangle is really simple. Add up all the sides. So if you have sides A, B, and C, add them up. A plus B plus C, that's your perimeter. And then your area is going to be half of B times H. So whatever B times H is, take half of that and you've got your area. Or you could do B times H divided by 2. However you want to look at that is fine. All right, so as far as triangles are concerned, your base and your height, let me just talk about your base can be any side of the triangle. So in this first one, they've got the bottom segment here shown as the base. The height then would be the segment that makes a right angle, that forms a right angle to the base. So this becomes your height. In the second triangle, here's your base. You got your bottom segment, but the other 2 sides don't form a 90-degree angle. So you could have a height that forms inside the triangle as it does here, or it can form outside the triangle as it does in that last one to the right. So its height is not necessarily one of the sides of the triangle. It can be if it's a right triangle, height will be one of the sides. But if it's not a right triangle, height is the segment that forms a 90-degree angle with the base. Okay? It's really important that you get that. All right, flip the page. We're going to find perimeter and area for the given figures. I'm going to leave check it out for you. Show your work on that as I have implored you to do constantly. Let's start with angle, or letter A, rectangle. We have a rectangle that has a side length of 17 and a width of 5. I am a big picture person. I believe that putting this information down is important, and so that you can visualize what's going on here. Okay, to find the perimeter, remember I told you there's lots of ways you can do this. You can add up all 4 sides. You can fill in all the sides and add them up. Okay, you could take double the length, double the width, add those together. Or if you want to do a little bit easier mental math, you can add the 2 sides together. The 2 sides are 17 and 5, and then double that, and you'll have a perimeter of 44 centimeters. Okay? Now to find area is really simple. You're just going to multiply 17 times 5, length times width, or base times height, and you're going to end up with 85. Now, a little lesson on units. If you're finding perimeter and you're just adding up sides, they're just regular linear units, and so there's no exponent other than that understood 1 on the unit. So it's just centimeters in this case for perimeter. Area is always squared units because you're multiplying unit times unit. Base times base, we add the exponents. Centimeter times centimeter would be a centimeter squared. Okay? So it's really important. That's what this remember box is all about here, is to remind you that you square your units if you're calculating area. You just leave your units like they are if it's perimeter. Okay? Letter B, we've got a triangle, we've got 3 sides. This indicates that one of the sides is not your height. And so let's just draw a regular triangle. Okay? This will be side A. We'll make B our base, since it's labeled that way, okay? And C is 4x. And then we'll just draw our height here, and we'll call that H is 6. Okay, there we go, H is 6. Okay, so let's take a look here for this one. Perimeter is real simple. You just add up all the sides. So you literally are taking 8 plus x plus 1 plus 4x. That's literally what you're doing. Here are all the sides here. A, B, and C. You're adding up all 4 sides. Add up what you can. 8 plus 1 is 9. X and 4x is 5x. And that's the best as I can do. I don't know anything more than that. So you can write it as 9 plus 5x or 5x plus 9, whatever works for you. Now, this is going to be just your basic units. So you would just put unit. They didn't give us the unit, and so you would say 9 plus 5x units. No exponent on that if they don't specify the unit. All right, for area, we have to do 1/2 times base times height. All right, well, we already know that the base, B, is x plus 1, and the height is 6, okay? So what you can do is, I wouldn't distribute the 1/2 necessarily just yet. You might want to save that for last. You can remember, anytime you're multiplying a group of numbers together, you can change the order of the numbers. That's called commutative of multiplication. And you can change the order like this and go, okay, 1/2 of 6 is 3, and 3 times x plus 1 is 3x plus 3, and this would be square units since it is area that we're finding. You could do it like that. Just trying to throw some options out there just so that you have some in order to, I just don't want to confuse you. I may have confused you already, so if I have, just kind of put an asterisk by that one. I can reteach that one in class if you need me to. All right, the check it out is for you. This is one we haven't done, so we're going to do a square. You may want to draw a figure and label the figure. That may be easier for you to visualize and then plug into your different formulas, okay? Good luck with that.